Hey guys, Rod5 here with episode number 62 of our West Brom career mode. We're kicking it off by rejecting a loan offer from City, but accepting a loan offer from Juventus. So Harper, next season, will be going to Juventus for the season. We just haven't really got any room for him in the team, but he does have good potential, so he could, obviously he can do a job for them. But right now, we don't really need him. As we go 1-0 up against Sheffield United, it's Marlon scoring the goal. Marlon's going to be... Well, when we've got Mbappe next season, our front four, Marlon up top, Vinicius on the left, Mbappe on the right, Havertz in at cam in behind. Oh man, be afraid. But as we continue, 11 minutes in, Marlon tries to shoot, just misses the ball. Don't know if that would have challenged the keeper, but it's Marlon, so it probably would have. Probably would have went in with the amount of goal-scoring talent that man's got. But I think next season, if Marlon gets 20 goals next season, I think he's broke the 100 goal mark on the Premier League, I do believe. Because he's got 30 this season. He got 38 last season. He's probably going to keep up with that and probably get 38 this season. He only got 26. He only got 26 in his first season. So yeah, he is coming up on the 100 goal mark. He should be able to break it next season. And that would be a brilliant way to leave West Brom, with Marlon breaking the record, with us hopefully, I don't know, going invincible. It all depends on what happens this season, but we're 2-0 up against Sheffield United. We're cruising. They just blast the ball into the side netting there with Locadia, as he then plays the ball to Robinson. Robinson tackled by Zagadou. Tomori plays a nice ball up to Marlon. He holds it up, waits for a run to be made by Havertz. Havertz is going to thread it right back through to Marlon. 1-on-1 with a keeper. And a lovely little dipping effort there over the top of the keeper into the back of the net. 3-0. That's 2 goals for Marlon in this game. Looking for the hat-trick. Can he get it? It's Marlon. Everything is possible when you got Marlon up top. But a chance here for Sheffield United as Freeman comes forward, plays the ball to Robinson up top. Robinson to Locadia, holds up nicely, back to Robinson, through on goal, takes maybe a one touch too many, allowed the man to get across, and then it was a brilliant reaction save by Collins there actually to deny the shot from going into the back of the net. As Dave Scott receives the ball, he's going to play to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. to Marlon, holds it up for Havertz, who's making his run centrally. Back through to Marlon, looking for one more goal for the hat-trick. Slides past that defender with ease, tucks it into the back of the net. And that is the hat-trick for... I tell a lie. That is not the hat-trick for Marlon, that's a brace for Marlon. Because the first goal went down as an own goal for the Sheffield United player. So he does only have the brace when it comes to the end of the game. Unfortunately for him, maybe it should have probably gone down for a hat-trick. But we'll allow it as Havertz receives the ball, strikes it first time, just over the crossbar. And well, not just over the crossbar, that blazed over the crossbar actually. As Tonali once again lays the ball off to Dave Scott. He's going to take a touch to Marlon. Dinks over to his player's head, volleys it wide of the post. Don't expect Marlon to be missing the target from inside the box. But that's how the game's going to end. 4-0 is the final score. A very good victory for us, as you can see here. As I've said, the bigger we get, the more players leaving on international duty, the higher the risk of an injury kind of crisis, basically, because players are playing more games, they're more tired, more likely to get injured. As we get into this game against Southampton at the St Mary's Stadium, and they're coming through with Toko Akambe very early on this game. Cuts past Reed, strikes it. But it's a great save by Collins to deny them. You can see there we're 3 points clear at the top of the table on 82 points. Liverpool on 79. As Chukwueze looks to start the counter-attack from that corner they just received. Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side looks to get the better of Valerie. Does so quite nicely, gets away from him, finds a bit of space, plays the ball to Tonali. Tonali holds it up, waits for a run to be made, decides to go to Havertz. Havertz to Chukwueze. Back to Havertz, but he can't quite get it, but Marlon uses his pace to get to the ball first. Vinicius Jr. threads on through to Marlon, takes the touch nicely, gets past Leyoun, cuts back inside on his right foot, strikes that one hard, powerful, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it, into the back of the net, continuing his fine goal scoring form for the past 3 seasons. Hopefully he can do it when Mbappe arrives. and create a very nice partnership with him as Vinicius Jr. whips it across. Havertz can't quite get on the end of it. Jamal Lewis is going to look to get to this one. Can't quite get so as Reed intercepts it and plays it past him. Toko Akambe back to Reed. Great tackle by Zagadou. Starts the counter-attack here as Havertz plays the ball to Marlon. Marlon's going to play it out wide to Vinicius Jr. Back to Marlon. Lovely bit of play there. Actually holds up the ball really nicely. Tonali. Back to Dave Scott. Back to Tonali. Out wide to Chukwueze. Takes it in his stride. He's got options out wide and he can cut it back across in the middle. Vinicius Jr. is there. Keeper caught in... Well, he's caught obviously across goal. So it's a full open goal for Vinicius Jr. to tuck that one into. That's a V for Vinicius, not Volta. What is Volta? That's a V for Vinicius. As we go 2-0 up, he doubles our lead at St Mary's. And we're loving life, basically, as Dave Scott receives the ball. First time up to Marlon. Going to take a shot himself here. Over the crossbar, looking for his second goal. Couldn't quite find it. A pretty poor shot in his standards. As Reece James is playing at centre-back, obviously due to the Diallo injury that was caused in the last episode. As he's a very good centre-back. He is very good at centre-back as Dave Scott to Zagadou. Zagadou can't quite clear it away, only as far as, I believe it's Augustine, who plays a 1-2 with Toko Akambe. He hits the post, it falls perfectly for Toko Akambe to tuck that one into an open net. And he celebrates with a bit of breakdancing. Very nice goal there by them. Very well played to kind of catch us off guard, intercept us whilst we're trying to work out from the back. But if Tonali's got anything to say about it, we are going to try and score, regain our 2-goal lead. As there's a bit of fumbling around at the back here. Good press by Chukwueze, but we can't quite win the ball back. Bakayoko plays it to Steffens, out to Damissi. He plays it right into the path of Chukwueze. Ball's threaded through to Marlon. Lovely touch to get past Leoun. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Great save by Angus Gunn just before half-time. We couldn't quite get back our 2-goal lead. As we move into the second half, Chukwueze from kickoff. Charging down this side, drills it across. It's another great save from Denai Marlon from tucking it home. Dave Scott up to Havertz. Takes it down nicely. He's going to just keep dinking it, but he gets elbowed in the face there. Nothing was called back. As we head the ball to Reece James. Reece James first time to Havertz. Turns, lays the ball off to Dave Scott. Dave Scott in his stride finds Havertz. Havertz cuts inside on his left foot. Strikes it across goal. But Angus Gunn once again can keep him in this game. There's only a 1-goal difference, and Angus Gunn is the reason because of that. As on the hour mark, he plays the ball to upfield. Tonali wins the header. Havertz takes it and plays it to Marlon. Marlon lays it back off to Havertz. Low, hard driven. Aiming for that bottom left-hand corner, but he couldn't quite find it. As it's still 2-1. Angus Gunn is definitely keeping him in this game with 20 minutes left. Ward-Prowse receives the ball in the midfield. Bakayoko up to Augustine. Intercepted by Dave Scott, but Bakayoko wins it back for him. Once again intercepted, this time by Reece James. Mendy plays it upfield to Chukwueze. Chukwueze to Marlon. Back through to Chukwueze, using his pace to his advantage here. 1-on-1 with the keeper on his left foot. Strikes it into the back of the net. Makes it 3-1. And we regain our 2-goal lead. Slight little safety net now. If they do score again, we'll be cruising. But as you can see, we're into injury time. They still need 2 goals. They just kicked it right at Collins. He's going to boot it upfield. And the game is going to end as a 3-1 victory. We'll pick up all 3 points in this game, continuing our fine run of form since that Manchester City loss. Obviously, we got the 2 losses within a few weeks of each other. But since then, we've had incredible form as we go into this game against Aston Villa. It's going to be four games this episode. It's going to be the first leg of the quarter-finals tie, which will be, I'll reveal it now, against Barcelona. As Marlon's played through 2 minutes in. Very fortunate, well, very unlucky actually there that Robber, the Aston Villa goalkeeper, got a touch on the ball, but it did deflect right back into his own net. That one will go down as a Marlon goal. He's not going to let anyone take that goal away from him, like they did against Sheffield United that denied him of the hat-trick. That's 10 minutes in. We're already 1-0 up, and we want more goals as Alvarez has played through. Gets the better of target. He's got options to aim at in the middle. Decides to go low, hard driven. And both Marlon and Vinicius both just can't quite get on the end of the ball. And we do end up giving away a goal kick as 14 minutes in. Trezeguet down his left-hand side. Looks to get the better of Mendy. Does so quite nicely, actually. Whips one across. Zagadou's in there to head it away. Oh, 6'5" of him. Havertz receives the ball. Gets the better of Marvellous Nakamba. He's got men running ahead of him in Vinicius and Marlon. Decides to go to Marlon, who lays it right back to him. Using his pace. Through 1-on-1. Strikes it across goal. Great save, though, to deny that. Doubling our lead. 18 minutes in. We're still very early in this game, and we're still having a lot of deadly chances here. Havertz to Marlon. Turns Robber nicely. Strikes it past Nyland. And he doubles his goal tally in the game. Doubles our goal tally in the game. 2-0. 2 goals for Marlon. very early in this game. We're creating a lot of chances against the local rivals. But John McGinn up to Carranza. He loses out the ball by playing it straight to Tonali. Havertz receives the ball just before the halfway line, plays it to Vinicius Jr. Over the top to Marlon. He's actually going to get to this one first. Strikes it. Great save though by the keeper. Somehow Marlon got to that one first, using his 99 pace. As Douglas Luiz, we're still in the first half here, plays the ball up to Bebeto. Bebeto up to Carranza. Carranza out wide to El Ghazi. Back to, they're just working it around quite nicely actually. Could they create a chance from this? Marvellous Nakamba through to Carranza. Just wide of the post. Keeping the scores level as we move into the second half. Zagadou receives the ball. He plays it to Vinicius Jr. Threads on through to Havertz. Havertz is going to play it through to Marlon. Looking for the hat-trick. Well saved there by Nyland to deny the shot. You can see there we're playing Barcelona. The first leg will be at home. Douglas Luiz dinks the ball straight into the path of Collins. One of the worst free kicks you ever see. As he throws it upfield. Intercepted. And we look to attack here. But they win it back. Nakamba on the edge of the box strikes one nicely. We lose our clean sheet. And it is now 2-1. They've halved the deficit. Similar to Southampton. We've got quite a long time left in this game to either defend or attack. And obviously attacking, we're going to leave ourselves open to counter-attacks. But defending, we're just going to pile on the pressure as Havertz takes down the ball. And that's one of the best saves you'll see in this series. A brilliant reaction save there by Nyland. We still need this goal if we want to get the kind of comfortable victory. As Harper, he hasn't left yet. He will leave at the beginning of next season. But Havertz dinks this one over the top. Marlon gets to it first. And he just the most delicate of touches over the top of the goalkeeper. 3 goals for Marlon. That is the hat-trick. Just take a look at this. The slightest of touches over the top of the keeper. 3-1. 3 goals for Marlon. Hat-trick. He gets the match ball. 6 attempts on goal. 3 goals he scores with every other attack. Not too bad. As we move into the final game of the episode, which will be against Barcelona at the Hawthorns. Luckily for us, Diallo has recovered. He should be able to come back into the starting lineup soon. Obviously, he's not a starter yet. He can come on as a sub. But yeah, he has recovered from his injury, his fractured shoulder or broken shoulder. I can't quite remember what one it was. But he will be back soon. And for the meantime, obviously we can play Tomori at centre-back. You can play Reece James at centre-back. Just depends who we want to play at the wing-backs. We can obviously play Jamal Lewis out on the left. Mendy on the right with Zagadou and James. We can be James on the right, Mendy on the left with Tomori and Zagadou. So we can do whatever we want. But the first chance there does actually come through Reece James, who strikes it and it goes right through. Falls back to Dave Scott, who tries to recreate his goal against Inter. But it is right out to Stegen, unfortunately, as Milinkovic-Savic plays a brilliant ball over the top to Coutinho. Coutinho takes it down, plays it to Ben Chilwell, the man we did try and sign, but we did eventually go with Mendy over him. As James threads one through to Marlon. 1-on-1, well, it's a 2-on-1 situation here, actually, as Gomez gets the better of the two, as Marlon tries to play it across to Vinicius Jr., but Gomez gets the block in. 18 minutes in, Dave Scott up to Marlon, turns Skriniar very, very easily. 1-on-1 with the keeper, strikes it, but once again, Joe Gomez, with a lovely sliding effort, denies the shot from going on target. Marlon to Dave Scott. Dave Scott's going to take a touch. Strikes it. Great save by ter Stegen. Falls to Vinicius Jr. Keeps it in, and he's actually going to have enough of it here. But they do clear it away as Dembele looks to start a counter-attack. He's going to thread it to De Jong. De Jong's got Coutinho out wide to Amat. A lot of people in the middle they could go for, but they decided to play it out wide on this left-hand side. Chilwell, though, works really well. Gets the better of Reece James. Plays it back to Coutinho. Back to Chilwell. It's just this classic Barcelona passing tiki-taka style as De Jong. Just holding it up, waiting for us to kind of go a bit too hard on their tackle. And they play it to De Jong. De Jong takes a touch. We win the tackle with Tomori. Not quite win the ball, though, as Dembele on the edge of the box strikes it into that bottom right-hand corner. Just before the half an hour mark, it's 1-0 to Barcelona with the away goal. It's not looking good for us right now as we move into the second half. Kai Havertz, we need to kind of up our game, not allow them to play that fast passing football as De Jong. We win back the ball with Tonali. Tonali up to Marlon. Look at the man, we've got a man over in the left-hand side. Vinicius Jr. charges through. He's 1-on-1, he can shoot or he can cut it across. Decides to shoot. And it works this time. He goes 1-1. Vinicius Jr. obviously, we could have been 1-0 up if he had got the ball from the Marlon cross, but Joe Gomez defended that one really well. This time we caught him out on the left-hand side. A lot of space for Vinicius Jr. And he cut inside with a nice little Ronaldo chop. And he scored against his former team's arch rivals. Obviously the Real Madrid boy scoring against Barcelona as Dave Scott plays the ball up to Vinicius Jr. We're going to look for a quick-fire double here as Mendy cuts back inside. Another former Real Madrid player plays it through to Marlon, and just the most delicate of touches with the outside of his boot curls it past Ter Stegen, and just before the hour mark from being 1-0 down, he kisses the badge. Marlon loves this club. We all love Marlon. And as I said, a quick-fire double from 1-0 down to 2-1 up in the space of 5-10 minutes. It's brilliant to see, but we're not done there. Havertz plays the ball to Vinicius Jr. Marlon receives the ball to Chukwueze. Chukwueze turns, plays it to Havertz. He's going to strike it on his right foot, so maybe if that was on his left, he maybe could have had a bit of a better connection, and maybe if it could have hit the back of the net. But unfortunately, Barcelona are on the attack here. Dembele loses out the ball to Diallo, who's come on as a substitute as Havertz holds up the ball, plays it through to Marlon. Looks to get there out of Skriniar, does so for pace, obviously. 1-on-1 with the keeper, tries to be a bit fancy there, but he's going to flick this one up, dink it over the head of De Jong, sends him to the shops, but the volley is way off target. Mugs off his fellow countryman. He'll be talking about that one during the international break. But that's how the game's going to end. 2-1. They do have the away goal though, so we will have to look out for that. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.